Imagine knowing exactly how the world will end, not just guessing or believing in prophecies. You know every detail: who fights whom, who wins, who dies. The Vikings had that exact knowledge, and it was called Ragnarok, the fate of the gods. Of all the apocalyptic myths in human history, the Norse Ragnarok stands out for its chilling level of detail. It's not just the world ends, it's a step-by-step guide to the universe's destruction. And the scariest part? The gods knew about it in advance, but couldn't change a thing. The first mentions of Ragnarok appear in ancient Norse texts, the Elder and Younger Eddas. These 13th century works collected oral traditions passed down for centuries. The Icelandic scholar Snorri Sturluson recorded what the Vikings knew by heart, and it was a story about the end of everything. Why did the Vikings create such a detailed description of the apocalypse? Life in harsh Scandinavia taught them one thing: everything comes to an end. Winter kills summer, old age defeats youth, death claims everyone. Even the gods are no exception, and in that lay their wisdom, not despair. The word Ragnarok itself breaks down into two parts: Ragna, meaning the fate or counsel of the gods, and Rock, meaning twilight or end. Literally, it's fate of the gods, or twilight of the powers. The Vikings didn't use euphemisms, they called things as they were. The prophecy of Ragnarok was revealed by a Volva, a seeress whom Odin raised from the dead just for this purpose. Picture it: the supreme god wakes a dead sorceress to learn about his own demise. Isn't that a sign of how seriously the Norse took fate? In Norse mythology, destiny was unavoidable even for the gods. The Norns, goddesses of fate, wove the threads of life for all beings, including Odin and his kin. Knowing your lot and accepting it was seen as honorable. The Vikings' gods didn't try to avoid Ragnarok. They prepared for it. But Ragnarok isn't just an end. It's part of an endless cycle of death and rebirth. After the old world's destruction, a new, better one will emerge. The Vikings believed destruction was necessary for renewal, like a forest fire that clears the way for young trees to grow. What sets Ragnarok apart from other end-of-the-world myths? Its incredible specificity. The biblical apocalypse is full of symbols and metaphors. The Hindu pralaya is described in broad strokes. But the Vikings knew Odin would die from the jaws of the wolf Fenrir, and Thor from the serpent Jormungandr's venom. Researchers link the Ragnarok myth to real disasters from the Viking era. Volcanic eruptions, crop failures, climate shifts, all could have shaped this grim but detailed doomsday scenario. Fear of actual calamities turned into a cosmic drama. It all begins with the death of Balder, the most beloved god in the Norse pantheon. His demise from mistletoe, orchestrated by Loki, becomes the first crack in the world's foundation. Just as one person's death can spark a war, one god's fall triggers a universal disaster. Then comes Fimbulwinter, a winter that lasts 3 years straight. No summer, no break, just snow, ice, and famine. A modern person might imagine it as a nuclear winter or climate collapse. The Vikings simply called it the Great Winter. But the cold is just the beginning. The real horror starts when human morals crumble. Brothers will turn against brothers, fathers against children, children against parents. Families will shatter. Oaths will lose their power. Sounds a bit like today's world, doesn't it? Meanwhile, the chains binding monsters will start to break. Fenrir, the giant wolf the gods bound with magical fetters, will sense his bonds weakening. Jormungandr, the world serpent encircling the earth, will writhe in the oceans, causing tsunamis and earthquakes. From the realm of the dead, the ship Naglfar will sail to the world's shores. Its unique feature? It's built from the nails of dead people. The Vikings believed that if someone died with untrimmed nails, they'd contribute to this eerie vessel. That's why they were so meticulous about grooming, even in death. The guardian of the rainbow bridge, Heimdall, will blow his horn, Gjallarhorn, so loudly that the sound reaches all 9 worlds. This will be the final call. Everyone who can fight must gather for the ultimate battle. Imagine a sound heard at once on earth, in the heavens, and in the underworld. The world tree Yggdrasil, connecting all realms, will begin to shake and creak. Its leaves will yellow, branches will snap, roots will blacken. When the tree upholding the universe falls ill, it's a sign that reality itself is cracking. Then the armies of evil will advance. Giants will emerge from their strongholds. The dead will rise from graves, and monsters will shatter their chains. Loki will lead this force, the god who was once an ally of the Aesir, now their chief enemy. At this time, Odin will desperately rally the fallen warriors in Valhalla. Every Einherjar, a warrior who died in battle, prepares for the final clash. But even this great army of dead heroes can't alter the battle's outcome, for fate is sealed. The most chilling thing about these omens is their relentless precision. Every prophecy unfolds exactly as foretold. The Vikings knew their gods were doomed but kept worshipping them. Isn't that the ultimate show of loyalty? The field of Vigrid will become the arena for the universe's final battle. This plain stretches 100 miles in every direction, big enough to hold armies of gods, giants, the dead, and monsters. Here, the fate of all existence will be decided in a massive clash where everyone knows there'll be no survivors. Odin, the All-Father, supreme god of Asgard, will face Fenrir, the wolf he once helped bind. The irony: the god of wisdom and war dies in the beast's jaws, created by his own adopted son Loki. Fenrir swallows Odin whole, but is slain immediately by Odin's son Vidar. Thor, protector of Midgard, will duel the world serpent Jormungandr. The thunder god will kill the beast with his hammer Mjolnir, but the serpent's venom proves fatal. Thor takes 9 steps after victory and falls dead. Humanity's defender perishes while defending to the last. Freyr, god of fertility and prosperity, will meet Surtur, the fire giant. Freyr lacks his magic sword. He gave it up for love of the giantess Gerd. The unarmed god of growth falls to the fiery blade, symbolizing life yielding to destruction. Tyr, the one-handed war god, will battle Garm, the hellhound guarding the underworld's entrance. Both perish in the fight. The god who sacrificed his hand for the greater good makes his final sacrifice, his life. Heimdall, guardian of the rainbow bridge, will clash with Loki, the trickster god turned traitor. These two hated each other from the start, and their mutual loathing ends in mutual destruction. Order and chaos eliminate each other. Every major god finds death in this battle. No one sits it out, no one hides. This isn't just war, it's a grand ritual of self-sacrifice where gods give their lives for the world's future renewal. The gods' strategy is simple and noble. Fight to the end, knowing defeat awaits. The forces of chaos use centuries of built-up hatred and grudges, but amazingly, this battle has no winners, only players in a cosmic drama. Mutual destruction is Ragnarok's key feature. Every slayer becomes a victim. It's not evil triumphing over good, but rather the world freeing itself from old conflicts through total renewal. The fallen warriors of Valhalla, the Einherjar, fight alongside the gods. These men spent their afterlife preparing for this day. They knew the final battle would be lost, but fought with a warrior's honor. Surtur, the fire giant, will raise his flaming sword and set all 9 worlds ablaze. Fire will consume Asgard, Midgard, Alfheim, everything that was once home to gods, humans, and other beings. This blaze leaves nothing standing. After the fire comes the flood. Waters rise and drown what the flames missed. The world sinks into elemental chaos, and it seems nothing survives this cosmic upheaval. But the Vikings knew. This isn't the story's end, but its reboot. When the smoke clears, the list of fallen gods will be staggering. Odin, Thor, Freyr, Tyr, Heimdall, Loki. Nearly the entire old pantheon lies on Vigrid. But the gods' deaths don't mean the end of divinity. They mean its renewal. A few gods survive the catastrophe. Vidar, Odin's son who slew Fenrir, becomes a ruler of the new world. Vali, another of the Allfather's sons, lives on too. Modi and Magni, Thor's sons, inherit their father's hammer. A new generation of gods takes charge in the cleansed world. Most remarkably, Baldur returns from the realm of the dead. The god of light and beauty, whose death started the chain leading to Ragnarok, revives in the new world. His return symbolizes hope and beauty, reborn after chaos and ruin. The new world is called Idavol, Field of Deeds, or Renewed Plain. It will be a green, fertile land with no traces of the old disaster. Grass grows on its own, fruits ripen without effort, and the air is pure and fresh. Humanity won't vanish entirely either. Two people, a man named Life, and a woman named Lifthrasir, thriving in life, survive the cataclysm by hiding in Yggdrasil's trunk. They become the ancestors of a new human race in the renewed world. The young gods find golden chess pieces their fathers played with before the disaster. These games link the old and new worlds, memories of the past in playful form. The gods will play and recall tales of the bygone era. The world tree Yggdrasil is the only thing to survive all calamities unscathed. Its roots, trunk, and crown remain intact, still connecting realms. Dew from its branches will nourish the first inhabitants of the new world. The sun's daughter takes her mother's place in the sky. This new light will shine brighter and warmer, a sign that the new world surpasses the old. The moon gets an heir too, and celestial cycles resume with fresh vigor. But the most intriguing detail, the new world holds hints that the cycle might repeat. Evil doesn't vanish forever, conflicts remain possible, and perhaps another Ragnarok will come someday. The Vikings understood. Perfection is unattainable, even for gods. When Christianity reached Scandinavia, the Ragnarok myth didn't fade. It transformed. Christian preachers saw parallels with the biblical apocalypse, the old world's end, the dead rising, judgment on sinners. Some scholars think Ragnarok even shaped the Norse version of Christianity. Modern pop culture is obsessed with Ragnarok. Marvel turned it into a blockbuster spectacle, video games use it as plot foundations, and rock bands dedicate concept albums to it. Why does this ancient myth draw in today's audiences? Ragnarok's philosophical depth goes beyond appearances. The Vikings crafted a tale where even gods aren't immortal, power isn't eternal, and evil doesn't win forever. It's a lesson in humility before fate and courage in hopeless situations. Psychologists note that Ragnarok resonates with humanity's current fears. Environmental crises, nuclear threats, social conflicts all echo these ancient doomsday signs. The Vikings seem to have foreseen our modern anxieties. Ecologists use Ragnarok as a metaphor for climate change. Fimbulwinter recalls an ice age, Surtur's fires suggest global warming, and the flood mirrors melting glaciers. An old myth becomes a timely warning. Archaeological finds confirm the Vikings truly believed in Ragnarok. Amulets depicting the wolf Fenrir, Thor's hammer, scenes of the final battle, all show the myth was more than a story. It was part of living religious practice. Ragnarok remains one of humanity's most powerful and detailed myths about the end of the world. Its strength lies not in the horror of destruction, but in the promise of renewal. The Vikings showed us that even an end can be a transformation, not a defeat. What do you think of this ancient tale? Do you see parallels with the modern world? Or maybe you're curious about other end-of-the-world myths from different cultures? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What topics from mythology, history, and folklore you'd like to see in future videos? We'll definitely dive into the most intriguing suggestions.